mountains of the north whispered their secrets in wind and stone. Now we descend into realms where the earth doesn't whisper. It roars. Welcome to China's southwest and desert frontiers, where snow-capped peaks scrape heaven's belly, where sand sings songs older than language, and where some mountains are so sacred, even speaking their names requires permission from the divine. Nalati, Grassland, not a towering mountain, nor a dramatic desert. Nalati captivates visitors with the vastness of its grasslands and the overwhelming simplicity of Western China's raw nature. Set in endless open plains, the Nalati scenic area stands out with its seamless blend of lush green meadows and snow-covered mountains year-round. This is where the earth forgets to end. Its gentle hills roll out like velvet carpets, where herds of horses graze freely and white nomadic tents scatter like glowing dots in a painting. In the early morning, mist drapes the valley like a fairy tale veil, while the sunset turns the sky into a sea of purple and red. Locals say you can feel the curve of the earth here. Stand in the center of the grassland. Turn 360 degrees. The horizon is equidistant in every direction. You are the center of the world, or you are nothing. The grassland doesn't care which. A Kazakh legend tells of a queen who fled a war and arrived here wounded and dying. She asked the sky for one more sunrise. The sky gave her 1,000. She never left. Her tent became a shrine. The shrine became a pilgrimage site. And every year, on the summer solstice, nomads gather to sing the same song she sang, a song with no words. Just a melody that sounds like wind through grass, like horses breathing, like the earth humming to itself. The harmony of wild scenery, unspoiled culture, and mystical tales makes Nalati one of China's most unforgettable destinations. But it's more than beauty, it's scale, it's silence. It's the realization that you could walk for 3 days in a straight line and still be in the same meadow, still see the same mountains, still feel impossibly, terrifyingly small.
Grassland. Bayan-Buluke is not just a grassland, but the only place in China where a river curves into a glowing necklace of light at sunset. This scenic area lies on a vast plateau, surrounded by snow-capped mountains, with endless meadows, calm freshwater lakes, and thousands of wild swans that gather each year. The swans know they return to the exact same spot every year for generations. The Kaidu River flows through this region, forming one of the most beautiful shaped bends in the world, where the evening sunlight reflects off the water to create a perfect luminous circle. Locals call it the moving horizon. At 7:43 p.m. on summer solstice, the sun aligns perfectly for exactly 4 minutes. The river becomes 9 suns, 9 perfect reflections, burning on water. Photographers come from across the world for this moment. Set up at dawn. Wait 12 hours. For 4 minutes of light that shouldn't exist. It is also home to long-standing nomadic communities with white yurts scattered across the plains and traditional ceremonies passed down through generations. The ceremonies are older than China itself, older than the dynasties, older than written language. A local legend tells of a silver swan that appears each spring, exactly at the moment when sunset hits the river's sharpest curve. It's believed to be the spirit of a girl who sacrificed herself for her village. In 1976, a biologist studied the swan population here, documented every bird, tagged them. One swan had no tag, pure white, larger than the others. It appeared every spring, at sunset, at the curve, for 17 years, then stopped. The biologist died in 1993, on summer solstice, at 7:43 p.m. The swan hasn't been seen since, but locals still hear it, a single cry, once per year, at that exact moment. When 9 suns burn on water, and something remembers a promise it made centuries ago. With its untouched landscapes, vibrant nomadic culture, and sacred legend, Bayan-Buluke is a hidden gem lying deep within the Xinjiang grasslands. Thousands of people have come here to witness that moment in silence, as if listening to a story told in light. Danxia Mountain. Danxia Mountain is known for its unique red sandstone formations created about 200 million years ago through sediment accumulation, tectonic uplift, and weathering. The red rock layers cracked vertically and horizontally, forming cliffs, deep gorges, domes, and stone columns shaped like humans, animals, or towers. This is where the earth bled red and the wound never healed. When sunlight hits the rocks at sunrise or sunset, they glow with a bright red-orange color, which is the origin of the name Danxia. Not just red, crimson, scarlet, the color of arterial blood, as if the mountain is alive and hemorrhaging light. This site was the first to be scientifically named Danxia landform, a term now used internationally for similar terrains. China gave the world a word for beauty carved by violence. A local legend says that a kneeling girl-shaped rock on the mountain represents a woman waiting for her lover who never returned from war, glowing red like a lost wedding dress at dusk. In 1952, a photographer documented the rock. In 2001, another photographer took the same shot, same angle, same season, same time of day. The rock had changed position, slightly, maybe 3 degrees. Geologists insist it's impossible. Sandstone that size doesn't shift. Yet every decade, new photographs show minor changes. An arm lowered, a head tilted, as if she's still waiting, still watching the road, still hoping. Unlike sharp or folded mountain ranges, Danxia's landscape features smooth curves and vivid colors, offering a rare blend of softness and grandeur. With its geological significance and striking visual appeal, the area has been recognized by UNESCO as a World Natural Heritage Site. But here's what UNESCO doesn't mention in its citation. The red isn't just iron oxide, it's hematite, the same mineral that forms in blood when iron oxidizes. The mountain isn't just red, it's bleeding, has been bleeding for 200 million years, will continue bleeding long after we're gone, long after our cities crumble. The mountain will still be here, still red, still waiting for something. Siguniang Mountain. Siguniang Mountain rises as a symbol of purity and tragedy in the Western Highlands, where 4 towering peaks stand like sisters guarding the sky. The landscape here is defined by alpine features, sharp snow-covered summits, dense coniferous forests, and deep glacial valleys. 4 sisters, 4 peaks, 4 different heights, 4 different fates. At sunrise, the tallest peak, often called the Elder Sister, glows pink with the morning light, awakening the whole mountain range in a surreal aura. The pink lasts 7 minutes, then fades to white, to ice, to silence. From the valley below, visitors witness a rare, natural layering of ecosystems: forest, meadow, and eternal snow arranged in perfect succession. Each layer is a world. Each world is dying as the climate shifts. The tree line rises, the ice retreats, the meadows shrink. According to local legend, 4 sisters sacrificed themselves to seal away a monster, transforming into these everlasting peaks to protect the villages. The monster was drought. The sacrifice was water. The sisters became glaciers. For 2,000 years, they've melted slowly, feeding the rivers below, keeping the villages alive. But glaciers don't last forever. Scientists have measured the retreat. At current rates, the youngest sister will be gone by 2080. Just rock, no ice.
the sacrifice will be complete. The monster will return. The mountain's grandeur is not violent, but sacred and feminine, making it a beloved sight not only for trekkers, but for seekers of beauty and spirit. With its icy terrain, touching mythology, and noble elegance, Siguniang Mountain stands as a spiritual icon of the Western Mountains. But beneath the beauty is mathematics, geology, physics, and the brutal truth that even gods die, even mountains melt. Even sisters, frozen in stone for millennia, cannot protect forever. Qingshiu Mountain. Qingshiu Mountain is a rare scenic area that combines the soft charm of green rolling hills with the refined beauty of classical landscape design nurtured over generations. The slopes here are gentle and layered, covered with native trees and seasonal flowers that shift colors throughout the year. This is where nature learned manners, where wilderness was taught to bow. In spring, the area blooms like a giant floral carpet, while in autumn, golden leaves fall silently along stone paths winding through the hills. The paths were designed during the Ming Dynasty, every curve calculated, every viewpoint deliberate. You're not hiking, you're being guided through a poem written in stone and soil. One of its most iconic features is a set of classical gardens arranged with Eastern philosophy, where water, curved bridges, ornamental rocks, and bamboo groves form a living painting. The gardens change with the seasons, but also with the hour, with the angle of light, with your mood. The same garden seen twice is never the same garden. The peaceful space and elegant layout made it a favored retreat for scholars and hermits seeking inner balance. According to local legend, a humble woodcutter once discovered a spring here with healing properties. In 1823, a physician documented the spring's properties. The water contained lithium, magnesium, trace minerals, nothing unusual, nothing that explains why people who drink it report the same dream. A garden, more beautiful than any real garden, flowers that don't exist, colors without names, and a sense of absolute, perfect peace. They wake, feeling rested, healed, changed. Chemical analysis shows nothing psychoactive, nothing that should cause dreams. Yet the dreams continue, consistent, shared, real. Qingshiu may lack rugged terrain, but its graceful form, cultural depth, and soothing spirit make it a truly unforgettable landscape. This is not wilderness. This is wilderness refined, tamed, made beautiful, and yet, beneath the elegance, something wild remains. Something that waters the flowers from below. Something that gives dreams to those who drink. And never asks for anything in return, except, perhaps, remembrance. Shenongjia. Nowhere else in China blends raw wilderness, extreme biodiversity, and four-season shifts in a single day, like the ancient forests of Shenongjia. Its unique terrain spans multiple elevations, causing temperature, vegetation, and scenery to change noticeably with just a short climb. Start at the base. Subtropical, humid, 90 degrees. Climb 5,000 feet. Alpine, dry, 40 degrees. In 3 hours, You've crossed climates that should be 1,000 miles apart. This region is home to thousands of rare species, some of which have never been documented anywhere else on Earth. Species that evolution forgot, or species that chose to hide here. In the last place humans couldn't reach, its mountain slopes are cloaked in thousand-year-old trees, towering cliffs, and drifting clouds, creating a realm untouched by human hands. In the early morning, mist rises from deep valleys, forming a dense sea of clouds, with treetops emerging like floating islands. Stand on a ridge at dawn. Look down. Only white. The world has disappeared. Only you and the trees remain. Adding to the mystery is the legend of the wild man, a half-human creature said to live deep in the forest, rarely seen but never forgotten. Since 1974, over 400 people have reported sightings. Villagers, scientists, government officials, soldiers. Hair samples have been collected, analyzed. Results: unknown primate. Footprints have been cast, measured. Results: bipedal. Over 7 feet tall. Vocalizations have been recorded, studied. Results: not human, not ape, something else. In 1976, 6 Communist Party officials signed an affidavit swearing they saw one cross a mountain path at noon. 6 officials, trained observers, sober, credible. Their report is still classified. The government has never explained why. With surreal scenery, dramatic climate layers, and unverified legends, Shennongjia is widely known as China's most vivid and irreplaceable natural laboratory. But it's more than a laboratory, it's a sanctuary for species on the edge of extinction, for plants that survive nowhere else, for creatures we haven't named yet, and perhaps for one we're afraid to name, because naming it makes it real. And if it's real, what else have we missed? What else is hiding in forests we think we've explored? Pudachuo, Shangri-La. Pudachuo Shangri-La is a rare highland region where ancient ecological layers remain untouched, allowing glacial lakes, untouched forests, and alpine grasslands to coexist in perfect harmony. Lakes at over 11,500 feet lie still like natural mirrors, reflecting towering trees, drifting clouds, and waterfowl that move as if painted by hand. This is the place that inspired the myth, the real Shangri-La. On the slopes, vegetation shifts with light and elevation, from northern fir forests to moss and hardy grasses, forming a vivid biological gradient across each ridge. You can watch evolution happen in the space of a single hike, from tropical to Arctic in 3 vertical miles. Locals say that on clear mornings, a glowing circular light sometimes appears in the mist, seen as a sacred sign from the sky and earth. Buddhists call it the Buddha's halo. Scientists call it a Brocken specter. A trick of light and shadow and mist. But here's what neither group mentions. The halo appears facing west, always west. The sun rises in the east. The shadow should fall east. Physics demands it. Yet the halo faces west, toward Tibet, toward Lhasa, towards something beyond mountains. The beauty here does not shout or overwhelm, but flows gently with silence, clarity, and a sense that time itself has slowed. Watches run differently here. Not broken, just slow, 3 minutes slow per day. Every watch, every clock, digital or mechanical, scientists have measured it, confirmed it, can't explain it. Hudakuo Shangri-La is not just a scenic area, but a place where nature holds back its deepest voice, waiting for those who truly listen. And occasionally, it speaks. In 2003, a monastery recorded a sound from the lake at midnight. For 17 seconds, the water produced a tone, a perfect A-flat. Sustained, unwavering, impossible. Water doesn't sing. But the lake doesn't care about impossible. Karakoram, stone forest. Hidden in the vast grasslands, Karakoram Stone Array is home to hundreds of strange upright stone columns forming a massive unsolved natural maze. The stones stand neatly arranged as if placed by a giant ancient hand, averaging 6 to 16 feet tall, covered with moss and marks of age. They shouldn't be here. The geology doesn't support it. The terrain is a mix of flat prairie and randomly rising stones that together form a natural array, attracting archaeologists and mystery lovers alike. Satellite imaging shows something disturbing. From above, the stones form patterns, geometric, intentional, circles within squares, squares within triangles, repeating at different scales. The vast, silent surroundings allow visitors to fully immerse in the raw, untouched atmosphere, as if time has stopped in this land. Compasses malfunction here, not spinning wildly, just pointing wrong, consistently wrong, always 7 degrees off magnetic north. Besides sightseeing and photography, many come here for meditation or to feel what it's like to get lost in a stone formation amidst nature. Getting lost is easy. Getting found is harder. In 2010, a group of 6 hikers entered the formation at dawn. By dusk, 3 emerged. The other 3 were found the next morning, 2 miles away. In the opposite direction from where they'd entered, all 3 had the same story. They'd followed the stones. The stones moved, not physically, but the maze changed. Paths that existed vanished. New paths appeared, as if the stones were solving themselves, rearranging, playing. This blend of mysterious geology and ancient legend has turned Karakoram into an enchanting destination in the remote wilderness. But enchanting is the wrong word. Patient is better. The stones have been here for 10,000 years. They're not in a hurry. They're waiting. For what? The nomads won't say, but they never camp inside the stone forest, no matter how cold the night. Daocheng Yarding. Daocheng Yarding is often called the last pure land on Earth, a surreal realm where snow peaks, alpine meadows, glacial lakes, and primeval forests merge into motionless perfection. This is where the world ends and begins again. 3 towering snow mountains stand watch over the land like silent deities, each one draped in eternal snow and glowing under sapphire skies. Tibetan legend says this sacred place was chosen by the gods as a sanctuary. Each peak holding its own spirit, each spirit holding its own name. Chenrezig, Jampeliang, Chanadorje, the 3 sacred mountains, speak their names before entering. This isn't superstition, it's politeness. Despite its harsh terrain and dizzying altitude, the landscape's meditative silence invites not just admiration, but inner reflection. The air at 14,000 feet is thin. Breathing becomes manual, conscious. You remember that staying alive requires effort. Every breath, every step. A choice to continue. In autumn, the valleys blaze with golden poplars and crimson maples, clashing brilliantly with untouched white snow. An absolute contrast of fire and ice, life screaming its colors before winter comes, before silence returns. Icy turquoise lakes lie quietly between snowy ridges, mirroring the heavens so clearly it becomes hard to tell illusion from reality. Stand at the lake's edge, look up, look down, the same image, sky above, sky below. You are suspended between 2 heavens, or drowning in both. Pilgrims walk the circuit around the 3 peaks, a journey of 54 miles, at altitude, in snow. Some take 3 days, some take 3 weeks, some never finish. In 1987, a monk completed the circuit, prostrating every 3 steps, full body bows. It took him 11 months. When he finished, witnesses say he looked 30 years younger. His hair had returned, black where it was white, skin smooth where it was weathered. He lived 40 more years, died at 127, smiling. The mountains gave back what the journey cost him, with interest. Fuyun Lying Dinosaur Site Park. Fuyun Lying Dinosaur Site Park scenic area makes a strong impression with its wild natural scenery where towering limestone mountains rise through thick layers of clouds, creating a majestic and mysterious atmosphere. The steep slopes are covered with dense forests and scattered with strangely shaped rocks that resemble prehistoric remnants. This is where the past refuses to stay buried. As the mist slowly clears, the landscape reveals sharp peaks and vertical cliffs marked by time. Among this dramatic nature are outdoor exhibitions with full-size dinosaur models offering a vivid and realistic experience. But the models aren't what disturb visitors. It's the real fossils, bones still embedded in cliff faces, visible from the trails, touchable, a femur the size of a tree trunk, a skull wider than a car, a spine stretching 60 feet up a rock face, still there. After 160 million years, waiting, surrounding forests change colors by season, shifting from lush green to vibrant red and yellow, adding dynamic tones to the entire area. This site is not only a destination for nature lovers, but also a valuable educational park that bridges ancient history with the present. But here's what the educational plaques don't mention. Fossils don't just sit in rock, they leak. Paleontologists have detected trace organic compounds seeping from the bones. Proteins that should have degraded eons ago, still present, still chemically active, still somehow fresh. In 2012, a research team took samples, sent them to 3 different labs. All 3 results came back inconclusive, not because the samples were contaminated, but because the proteins didn't match any known species, living or extinct. The dinosaurs here are familiar: sauropods, theropods, species documented worldwide, but their chemistry is wrong, as if they evolved somewhere else and died here, suddenly, all at once. Enshi Grand Canyon. The Enshi Grand Canyon impresses with steep rock walls that look as if split by a giant blade, creating a massive landscape like one from another world. Tall limestone formations have been shaped by water and wind over millions of years into stone towers, deep holes, and arches that resemble natural sculptures. This is where the earth cracked open and forgot to close. At the bottom of the canyon, underground water bursts out from inside the mountain and flows with the stream, making the scene both mysterious and full of life. The water emerges cold, 52 degrees Fahrenheit, year-round, no matter the surface temperature, as if the mountain has a circulatory system, as if it's regulating its own temperature. Many half-moon-shaped arches along the cliffs show clear marks of time, like stone pages recording hundreds of millions of years of geological change. Read the layers, bottom to top: ocean, desert, jungle, ice age, ocean again. The earth here has drowned and burned and frozen and drowned again. Locals say that a stone bridge once appeared overnight after a storm, leading people to believe it was a sign from the mountain spirit. In 1998, after 3 days of rain, a natural arch formed across a 200-foot gap. It wasn't there before the storm. Geologists examined it. The rock showed no signs of recent fracture, no fresh breaks, no weathering, as if it had always been there, hidden, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. The bridge stood for 11 years. Then, on a calm day, with no wind, no rain, no seismic activity, It collapsed. At 3 a.m., when no one was watching, by sunrise, it was gone. As if it had never existed. Visiting Enshi is not only to see a natural wonder, but to step into a place where nature and legend come together in a special way, and to realize the canyon is still carving itself still deepening, still changing. What you see today is not what will be here tomorrow. The earth is not finished. It's still deciding what shape to take. Luofu Mountain. Few mountains carry such a serene and mystical aura as Luofu, where green forests, drifting clouds, and ancient legends converge to form a world apart from the ordinary. Its soft, wave-like ridges are cloaked in dense foliage, interrupted by sheer granite cliffs that glow silver in the early light. This mountain doesn't dominate. It invites. Each morning, the entire mountain seems to float among the clouds with misty trails that feel like a passage into a hidden realm. The mist here is different, thicker, cooler, almost solid. You don't walk through it, you swim. Deep within the forest lie old stone shrines, moss-covered wells, and the ruins of forgotten alchemical retreats. Tang Dynasty records mention 72 hermits living here simultaneously, all seeking immortality. All convinced Luofu held the secret, none succeeded. But their laboratories remain. Stone tables with circular depressions, channels carved for liquid. Residue that still tests positive for mercury, sulfur, and compounds that shouldn't exist together. A legend tells of a celestial hermit who crafted an elixir of immortality here, but vanished in a flash of lightning before sharing its secret, leaving only whispers on the mountaintop. In 847 AD, a scholar recorded seeing a man drink from a stone cup. The man's hair turned black, his skin tightened. He looked 20 years younger in 20 seconds. Then lightning struck. The man disappeared. The cup shattered. No one has found the pieces. Luofu doesn't impress through ruggedness, but through elegance, quiet rhythm, and a calm that settles gently on the soul. Its blend of expansive nature, spiritual depth, and lingering myth makes Luofu a mesmerizing retreat for seekers of true inner peace. But peace here comes with questions. The wells never run dry. Even in drought, the stone shrines remain intact, despite centuries of erosion. And occasionally, at dawn, visitors report seeing figures in Tang Dynasty robes, walking the trails, solid, real, then fading as the sun rises. Security cameras have caught them. Thermal imaging shows nothing. The figures cast shadows, but have no heat signature, as if they're not quite here, not quite gone, still searching for the secret that killed them. Mount Jiuhua. The uniqueness of Mount Jiuhua is most clearly seen in its rare combination of rugged mountain landscapes and a sacred religious atmosphere preserved through centuries. The range has over 99 peaks, many rising above 3,500 feet, covered in ancient forests and dense clouds that create a distinct sense of stillness. 99 peaks, not 100, never 100. Historical records from the Tang dynasty state that Buddhist monk Jin Qiaojue meditated and passed away here, turning the mountain into one of China's key Buddhist sites. But here's what the records omit. When Jin Qiaojue died, his body didn't decay. For 3 years, monks kept vigil. For 3 years, the body remained unchanged. No embalming, no preservation, just stone-cold air and something no one could name. Temples are built among the forests, some perched high on cliffs, making every pilgrimage step a deep spiritual journey. The paths here weren't designed for comfort. They were designed to break you down, to strip away everything except the question, why am I climbing? Large stone slabs naturally shaped like lotus flowers, symbols of Buddhist purity, appear scattered across the slopes. Geologists have examined them. The formations are natural, the placement is not. They form a pattern visible only from the highest peak, a mandala carved by wind and time, or something with infinite patience and a plan spanning millennia. With its blend of nature and faith, Mount Jiuhua offers not only breathtaking views, but also a place to rediscover inner peace. But peace here comes at a cost. Monks who achieve enlightenment on Jiuhua report the same experience. In their final moments of meditation, they see the mountain as it truly is. Not stone, not earth, a body. Breathing, sleeping, dreaming us into existence. Xiangshawan. The singing sand dunes. In the middle of a vast desert, Xiangshawan amazes visitors with a strange phenomenon. The sand can sing, not metaphorically, not poetically. The sand produces sound. When people step on the surface, they hear echoes that sound like drums or instruments rising from the dry earth. Scientists have recorded frequencies ranging from 50 to 90 hertz, low, resonant, almost orchestral. The dunes here, about 100 feet tall, stretch in waves and change their shape daily under the wind, creating a stunning, moving landscape. What you see today will not exist tomorrow. The desert is a liquid thing, flowing in slow motion. A legend passed down for generations says the area was once home to a tribe buried beneath the sands, and the singing is the voice of their spirits seeking the way back. In 1972, archaeologists excavated a site 40 miles west. They found a city, perfectly preserved, abandoned overnight, every door open, every meal unfinished, every bed still made. As if everyone stood up at the exact same moment and walked into the desert. No bodies, no graves, no explanation. Just singing sand, where a city used to pray. Xiangshawan is not only a unique geological site formed over thousands of years of wind-blown sediment, but also a spiritual space where nature and legend intertwine. Unlike majestic mountains, this desert attracts visitors with a rare sensory experience. One where the sands themselves speak, and if you listen long enough, some say the sands speak back in your voice, saying things you've never told anyone, your secrets, sung by a desert that remembers everything it's ever swallowed. Tenglong Cave. Hidden deep within majestic limestone mountains, Tenglong Cave scenic area is a natural wonder featuring a massive cave system stretching dozens of miles underground. Its entrance resembles a colossal heavenly gate where cool winds and long echoes make visitors feel like they are stepping into another realm. The entrance is 230 feet high, wide enough to fly a helicopter through. Inside, the multi-level cave is filled with thousands of oddly shaped stalactites and stalagmites that leave visitors in awe with every step. Some formations are 60 feet tall, shaped like frozen waterfalls, petrified forests, pagodas caught mid-collapse. Each one took 1,000,000 years to grow, 1 inch per century. An underground river winds through the mountain's heart, forming deep emerald pools and softly echoing waterfalls. The river has no known source. It emerges from solid rock, flows for 3 miles, then vanishes back into stone. Skillfully placed lighting casts dramatic highlights across the stone arches, turning each section into a magical maze of light and shadow. But occasionally, the lights fail, all of them. Simultaneously, when this happens, guides say, you hear it, a roar from deep below, like a voice, like a word being spoken in a language that predates language. The lights come back on, always. But visitors who've heard the roar say the same thing. It wasn't random sound, it was a name, someone's name, or something's name. And they're grateful they didn't understand it. An ancient legend says a divine dragon once lived here, and every roar it made would shake the mountain and leave echoes that lasted minutes. Blending geological marvels with mythical lore, Tenglong Cave is a uniquely captivating destination for those fascinated by the hidden world beneath the earth. But here's the question no one asks. If the dragon is legend, what's making the sound now? Jade, dragon, snow, mountain. Jade Dragon Snow Mountain draws every gaze with its 13 snow-capped peaks rising in succession like the spine of a sleeping white dragon suspended in the pale blue sky. The terrain rises in clear layers, from windswept meadows to shadowed conifer forests, and finally to crystal white slopes glistening with eternal snow. This mountain doesn't touch the sky, it pierces it. At sunrise, silver light spreads across the ice, making the mountain seem to glow from within. Not reflected light, emitted light, as if the snow itself is luminous. Hidden between frozen cliffs are jade-green glacial lakes known as Dragon's Eyes, believed to hold the union of heavenly and earthly energies. The water is impossibly clear. You can see 200 feet down to where the ice becomes something else, something blue-black and ancient. Local Naxi people say the lakes blink once every 100 years when the dragon dreams. Legend tells of a white dragon who came from the west during a time of devastating drought and stretched its body across the sky to block fire from the heavens, then transformed into the snow-covered range. In 1996, a mountaineering team attempted to summit the highest peak. At 18,000 feet, all 5 members reported the same hallucination. They saw a massive shadow moving beneath the ice, serpentine, coiling, alive. They descended immediately, abandoned the climb. All 5 retired from mountaineering. None of them will explain why. Jade Dragon is not merely a mountain. It is a sacred being in slumber, holding within it the legends, the chill, and the light of the sky. And perhaps something else, something that doesn't want to be awakened, but continues to stir anyway, every 100 years, when the lakes blink and the dragon dreams. These 16 locations form the heart of China's Southwest mystery, sacred mountains where gods still dream. Grasslands where horizons curve and horses run free, deserts that sing, forests that hide species we fear to name. We have walked through realms where snow touches sky, where rivers burn with 9 suns, where the earth itself bleeds red for 200 million years. But there is more. Now we descend into the hidden places, the caves that swallow light, the canyons where echoes never die. The tombs of emperors who believed they could rule eternity. The Southwest showed us beauty. The next realm will show us depth, and in that depth, some things that should have stayed buried.